Mention luxury watches to just about any average person and ask them to name the place they're produced. And my bet is that 100% of the time you will hear Switzerland. But ask any serious collector if anyone does it better, and you just may learn about Glashutte, a small town in eastern Germany that is known for producing the pinnacle of German watchmaking, including brands like A Longa Insona, Glashutte Original, Nomos, and the brand that we're speaking with today, Mühle Glashütte. The story of Mühle Glashütte is one of triumph and heartbreak. From falling victim to communism after the Second World War to rising from the ashes after the fall of the Berlin Wall. It is a story of craftsmanship, perseverance, and family, and it is worthy of being told. I could not be more honored to present the one to tell it, the man at the helm 5 generations later, Thilo Muhle. Thank you for visiting my studio. I think that's amazing that you took the time to do that. So I appreciate it.
I know Orlando a little bit because sometimes I flew in when I came from Europe to Florida because my distributor is located here. So I know a little bit Orlando, but I've never been in the Disneyland. So maybe I have to come back to visit the Disneyland.
Well, make sure you bring your credit cards. Let's start with talking a little bit about the history of your company. I find it pretty interesting.
Yeah, Mühle Glashütte. You have both names. Mühle is my last name. Glashutte is the place where we are. Our family history went back until 1869. My great-grandfather started in 1869 to produce measurement instruments for the watch industry, for Lang & Söhne, Moritz Grossmann and so on. And in the 1920s, we produced speedometers for the cars, for motorbikes, for example.
And tachometers as well.
Yeah, and also clocks for the cars. Mm-hmm. Today, you find some vintage cars with the clock. There's written down Robert Müller and Son. And there is, by the way, a funny story because if you go to Audi in Ingolstadt, they have a really nice museum. It's called Audi Forum in Ingolstadt. And I was over there a couple of years ago, and there was 2 cars, a Wanderer and a Horsch, which was open, also a convertible. And I was looking in, and there was a clock inside, and there was written down R. Müller and Son. It's my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for me, I'm very proud of this because you couldn't find not too much family histories with a so long term history where the family is still in the business. And yeah.
Can you go into, I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to use the word annex. But were you guys annexed by Russia?
Yeah, after World War II, the Russians closed our company, and my grandfather started at this time new in 1945. And we are in the Russian area, so that means we are under the communist control in the GDR at this time. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, my grandfather passed away in 1970, was very early, so I'm 68 born, so I never really know him. But my grandma told me sometimes that I have some characters of him, which is not too bad, at least there. So, and in 1972, it was not allowed to have your own company in East Germany. So the government socialized our company. So it's hard to understand for you in this freedom world, mm-hmm. where you can do what you want to do. And my father sometimes made the joke, in the evening I was capitalist, and in the morning at the next day, I was a director on a socialist company. This is hard to understand, but it was the rule, it was the communists. And after the wall fell down, the reunification, my father founded our company new with the name which we use today, Nautical Instruments Mühle Glashütte.
And that was 1990?
1994.
And you first released your first wristwatch in 96?
Yeah, we introduced the first one in 96. Before we did some really small figures of special watches, which we, because we started with the nautical instruments for this case, or in this case, we have this name in our brand. And the yards or the owner of the ships, they asked us, could you do some diver watch? We need some special things for us. And so we did a small amount of watches about this, but we really start with wristwatches in 1996.
For the SARS watches, you guys were approached by the search and rescue teams?
Yeah. At the beginning, you have to know in Glashutte, you have to make a decision because there are only 2 companies which start without any money from outside. This was our company, also our family company, and another one. The another one, they, you know, for example, Lange and Söhne, they had
Of
some
course.
potential companies in the background which owned this brand name, and they give the money to develop everything. So for us, the important thing was to survive at the beginning, and the second step is to find the right position for the brand. So, and then I can come back to the SAR timer. It was one of our best decisions to talk with these guys. And let me tell you a little bit the story about our SAR timer. By the way, I have it here. It's a new version of it from
blue.
our family, the blue one.
The blue, yeah.
And when we had the first contact with the search and rescue guys, and you have to know, in the north part of Germany, in the language, they are very straight what they say, you know. And we
To the point.
Yeah, we had some ideas. Oh, let us do a GMT, and they looked to us like, bullshit. You know, when we go out and the ship is shaking, we destroyed our watches on the railing or on the wall. We need a tough watch, and we understand. Okay, we have not to create a tool watch in the marketing department. We have created with the people they want to wear it. So we understood. Okay, if you have this problem, we do here a sapphire glass of 4 millimeter thickness inside. So that means,
Which is amazing.
At this time, I'm not sure, but 99% I'm sure that we are the first brand which use this thickness of a sapphire glass. And also the magnified.
I was going to say, you have a reverse Cyclops on that,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Yes.
The magnified is inside, so you cannot scratch it off. The next thing was, at this time, the boats of them, they had a lot of possibility to drive it outside. Also the captain stand outside and drive outside. And so when you have bad weather conditions, the sea come over you. They said, we have no time to look, what's the time? So we need a really readability. So the idea on this dial is to do the 3 angles by 3, 6, and 9, target to the center, only 12 o'clock up. Because in our orientation from the head, in front of us is 12 o'clock, you know. So, and if you look to old pilot movies, they also say, somebody is 8 o'clock coming, and you know immediately you have to look to the left. 3 o'clock is coming to the right, you know. This is how is our orientation in a space, you know, and for this reason it is really
So it's thought out.
really strong readability, and also the illumination is really strong. You can use it. So it's a joke, like a flashlight, you know. And then you have to know this organization lives only from donations. Not like here, the Coast Guard is paid by the government. This
Does that mean the search rescue are all volunteers as well?
yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes, also they need publicity, they need advertisement and so on, and also people, they stand behind like us or like me personally to give this message to the people to spend money for this really good thing. And if they have to rescue the people from the sea, they have a small door at the end on the boat, they open the door and they pack them and pull them in, you know. So, and if you have a scratch like here, it's not good for the publicity. So we don't need sharp angles or like
No
this.
angles.
And so you have no thing where you can scratch the people. This was the idea behind. And additional is, through the thickness of the sapphire glass and the thickness of the bottom, the water resistance is 180 m, means 1000 meters.
1,000 meters, yeah.
So, and this is really a tool watch. And you couldn't find this design in any other brand worldwide.
Oh, no, it's your design,
And
definitely.
it's our design and it's our icon in the collection. And with this project, we learned so a lot of things when we go together with other organizations or with our army, when they ask us, could you develop for us our own model like this? So that we hear to the people what they need and not what we think what they need.
Right.
This is a very important point from us.
Well, that's the one thing I would say, you know, if somebody asked me about your brand in general, I would say that you guys make actual tool watches, like the one we just looked at.
And instruments. Also, a watch for me is also instrument because, you know, our red line through our company life is to produce measurement instruments. It show you information very easily, you know. Speedometer or clock in the car very easily. And for me or for us, a watch is also, the readability is be really high or have to be really high. And my father, when he started with the company, he said, you know, the first thing what you should see on a Mühle watch is time. And this rule we follow all in our designs, and we never change this. And then the second one is, or he doesn't like that people came too late. So we
be on time.
Be on time, and so we do our regulation never in the minus from zero until plus 8 seconds in 24 hours. So this is our rule to go ahead with the quality also from our watches, what we do.
And you made sure that time's never off by using the woodpecker regulator, correct?
The woodpecker regulator, yes, it's we had a patent, but it's running out after 20 years. The patent run out, and so but it is our own developing. And the really advantage of it is you have a second shock resistant, you know. So you have the Inca block, and then we fix the hand with the spring on the second position. And when you are very active, and we do watches for people they want to use your watch,
right?
And you haven't this, it's possible that you lose your accuracy if you hit your arm like this and the watch, the hand is moving.
Right.
So you have to go to the watchmaker to fill in your adjustment. In our case, it's much more safer, and this we have in all our watches.
So basically, it locks in with a spring, and then you have a regulator screw on the opposite side, and they pin each other in, correct?
Yeah.
So making it anti-shock. All right, so what else do we have on the table?
Now we have here some icons and some new models from our collection. Let me start with the newest what we have. Panova is our entrance family. So we have different colors. We have blue, gray, red, and now especially for the summertime, we have a lemon and a violet dial. And for us, it's Panova to try to go ahead with colors, you know, because Mühle normally is not so strong for colors because
tool
we
watches.
have tool watches, and also our dress watches. People like this clean face, blue, black, or white. But Panova for us, it's a point where we can go ahead with the colors like this.
And this is your entry level, right? These
Yeah,
come
it's the
in around
entry
like
level.
$1,300.
With the leather strap is $14.99, and with the bracelet is $15.99.
Okay.
So that is really, and you get a complete watch from Glashutte, you know. So because we have a rule in Glashutte, let me announce this: to use the name of Glashutte on your dial, you have to produce 50% on the movement by yourself, including assembling the regulation and to put all together, you know. But
So are these Solita movements, but you've modified?
yes, I have a friendship with Mr. Garcia, with Miguel, which is the owner of Solita, and we did together with him. Also he did the developing, but we did all the time when he go ahead with his own movement. After Swatch Group decide to send only complete movements to the customers, yeah. Right. And it was a strong way for us and also for him. But at the end now, the success of his company and also the quality for us, it's really high, and we are happy with this. And the fact that we disassemble the movements in our company, so we see something what we talk with them technical department of Solita, that we see, oh, did you know this? Yes, we know, or we don't know, and then please send us some pictures and explanations, so that we are also a little part of the improvement of the quality of Solita with our knowledge what we have in our company through the disassembling on the movements, and then we assemble together with our own parts to do the Wertschöpfung. We
custom
call it,
rotors.
Custom rotors, regulation system. We do some decorations on the wheels, on the bridges, and for the chronographs, for example, we produce a 3/4 blade automatic bridge. Yeah, so that you understand our way, because people ask me very often when you go ahead with your own movement. I say, you know, with our numbers of watches, what we sell during a year, to develop their own movement, I can also go ahead only with a freehand movement. You know. It's so expensive, and why I should do this? Because we have to increase the price.
By a lot.
We cannot. We can do another design, you know, but really another technology for freehand movement, automatic movement is not, my eyes, not possible anymore. You know,
right.
It's gone. So we decide to go ahead with our own modules, so that we can say we use the Solita basic movement, what we know is for our Wertschöpfung, our regulation system, rotor, and so on. But then we developed last year, for example, a big date, which we put in our Teutonia line. And this year...
That's your dress line, correct?
Yeah, that's a dress line.
Okay.
And this year we go ahead with the Sportivo chronograph, and we took out or took off the hour counter, and we developed our own power reserve, which we put in.
It.
The good thing is we can use it in the same case, so we have not to do a new case, but we have another design on the movement, on the dial, and you couldn't find this in the normal collections where the people buy the watches from Selita, so it's our own developing. And for the future, we have some nice ideas to go this way, because then we have a decision in the dial, and believe it or not, I guess personally, a lot of our customers buy the watches because they like the design and they like the fact what we do. The next one is we are from Glashutte. It's a very famous place for the watch industry, high quality and so on. And the third thing is maybe the technology and the movement from the back.
Is this the movements that start out with the MU?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Selita told us you changed so lot on this movement, you cannot go ahead with our pronouncing of this.
Right.
So please use your own numbers so that the people know that they should you contact when they need some spare parts.
Is this 42 millimeter?
Yep.
42. Very nice.
You know, it make a difference. We will never be to do the complicatest of the complicatest watch. We had in the past our Robert Mühle line, where we have a real moon phase with 121 years, with a pointer date, with a power reserve, small second. This was a mechanical hand winding movement,
which
but for the automatic one, and we go ahead with the automatic lines. We will never have the complicators of the complication, So for this reason, this way, and to follow also our rule, first thing what you should see is time. All these facts we can follow with this developing, and so I'm very proud to my employees and to all of them. They are a part of our success. That we are stand like this position which we have today.
And you've moved into the 6th generation, correct? With your son and daughter both working with the company? They
are in the company, Dustin, since 2019, I guess, or 18. And Fanny since 3 years now. Believe it or not, my stress level reduced a lot because now a lot of my daily business, what I had in the past, my kids have this, and they organized. Fanny is responsible for the company inside, for the sales in Europe, and for the administration. And Dustin is responsible for the complete production and the purchase, So these are big blocks in the company. Mm-hmm. And then I have one marketing employee, which is responsible. She's a long time in the company.
Is that Laura?
No, it's Marie. Marie is Laura is for the social media responsible, and Marie is the boss of Laura, So and she is since when I say it now wrong, then she will kill me. But I think 17 years in the company.
You have about 60 employees.
65.
65. Okay.
Yeah. So and and all these people I trust also my employees. So and for this reason this is the difference between a big company and a family company. Mm-hmm. So when I'm in the office, I go every morning through the company, say hello to everybody. Sometimes, how are you? This is the life of a family company, to be with your feet on the bottom.
Feet on the bottom. I've heard you say that in an interview before. Yeah, on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground. Yeah, yeah. Then also what we have as a new stuff is our 29er family. 29er family is our successful lines in the entrance level. They are around between. In US dollar, 1,800 to 2,200, 300, up to the complication. This new line is with a small second, and you see the colors are reduced, not like the Panova, that I showed you at first. Mm-hmm. So it is more or less a sporty dress watch. And also what we have a longer time in our collection is the pointer date.
Well, these right here are named after sailboats, is that right?
Yeah, it's a sailboat class. It's also an Olympic size, where they do during the Olympic Summer Games a competition. So for this reason, because nautical instrument, we try to give the names a little bit in the nautical area. So, but the 29er is one of our successful lines, which we have not too much lines, but this is really the successful line.
I was going to ask where this falls as far as its success line. Is this one of the top sellers?
Yeah.
I would guess so.
Because it's clean.
And
It's
the,
really
and the
clean.
two-tone, the
It's
Real.
it's the typical German, less is more, form follow function. So, and this is, I guess, this is what the people like, not the people ask me sometimes, also journalists, what's the difference between a German watch and a Swiss watch? And you can look to the German, all my colleagues. We are very clean what we do, In the Swiss brands, you have some, they do a little bit shiny here, shiny there, but it is, for us, it's straight.
Is it vertical brushing?
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait to see that in the light.
And also this one is also from the 29er families, the pointer date. So we have a light blue inside bezel and a white. And believe me, we sell it 50% to men and 50% to women. Because also women is a 42 diameter too. So, but also the women like this very well. It's a summer color, it's easily.
It is a summer color.
We will have now in the future all the click release system so that you can also change your strap very easily by yourself, so that you can say, okay, today I have a jeans, for example, tomorrow I have another one, so I name a lighter color. And this is the way where we are, where we go now to give the opportunities to our customers, not that we say what you have to wear, he can decide by themselves. Yeah.
Have you thought about releasing this in like a 38 or 39 millimeter?
We have one family is 36.7 in the 29er, but not with too much complications. It's a freehand watch. Now we have two other colors like a mint green and the apricot one. But we will check if we can in the future extend a little bit this line in the smaller version. Because when I was here during a show in Wind Up in Chicago, a lot of people take this, also men, and say, oh, this is a nice size, So in Europe, we have more the 40, 42 diameter. But here I feel people are like also a little bit the smaller one, 39, 38, 37.
And is this watch, is it available with the Milanese bracelet as well?
No, with a normal one, with a normal free link bracelet. It's an interesting idea to try a Milanese bracelet. Yeah, at least from this family, it also a new stuff what we have introduced this springtime. It's our 29er casual. It's our flattest model what we have in the collection, like as a automatic watch. It's 9.75 millimeter thick.
Wow.
And very clean. And we are really, with this combination of the color, we are very successful. So people like the combination of it.
What do you got on your wrist?
Oh, this is a very special model. The basic case is from our SAR chronograph, where we turn the movement, where we develop with helicopter pilots for the search and rescue guys, because when they need assistance, there is a special unit in our army which are responsible for it, and they was flying the Sea King. But I do some vintage car rallies, So I have two vintage cars, one American, by the way, and a Corvette C2,
nice.
65. It's cool one. I like the V8.
Right.
And sometimes when you do a vintage car rally, you have a road book and everything is written down in the road book. You have to follow them. But there are some stages which are not announced. So you are surprised. There is a stage where they measure the time between maybe, let me say, 100 meters and 15 seconds. And then you are nervous, and as a driver, you can do it by yourself very easily. So that you put, for example, 10 or 15 on the stop hand, and then you can, when you drive and you have your hand like this on the how say it in English?
Steering wheel.
Steering wheel. Thank you. I have not all the words in my head.
That's all right.
Steering wheel.
I don't have any German in mind, so.
So then you know when the time is gone, So then you see, okay, the possibility that you make a big mistake is much more less than if you haven't this. So that was the idea behind.
The price point
is the same, like 4,300, 4,400
okay,
US.
so 5,000 is pretty much the top.
This is working the top, because for the 5,000 US dollar, you have their own module and you have in the chronograph their own parts which we produce. Yeah. And also Sportivo is a new line which we introduced last year. And this is Sportivo GMT. You have a second time zone, of course, GMT. And it's very clean. We have a metal bracelet available, and we have this one, which is a combination between rubber and recycled plastic. Okay. So This is also a way what we do. And also the chronograph, which is a nice color combination, blue and orange. Orange is German, orange, you see.
How do you say it again?
Orange,
Yeah.
orange.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really clear, it's really near to each other. And if you speak not in your mother language, you mix sometimes your mother language with the English version, so for example, when it's so close, you know. So, by the way, it's a very interesting dial for the chronograph. When you look a little bit closer, then you see it is a structure maybe on a ocean.
I've seen you actually
Yeah.
promoting this. I saw
Yeah.
you online promoting this
Yeah.
watch here.
Yeah, this is it's a really cool one, and the stainless steel is 913. It's a little bit stronger than the normal one for scratches. We have sapphire bezel.
It's a little more
It's
corrosion
300 meter
resistant.
water resistant, so that means it's a really tough, sporty watch.
Yeah, I like the fact that you guys use the ATM system. I mean, a lot of people they hear 100 meters and they actually think the watch is capable of going 100
Yeah.
meters. So I like the fact that you actually use the system that for atmosphere.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got sitting right there?
Yeah. So you asked me for this special
I
model,
did.
which
I saw this one and it stood out to me
what
big
I
time.
explain like to my wrist, what I have here, what I explain you. But let me tell the story about this. When we was ready with the SAR timer, and I told you they have some assistance from the air. They call the special forces from our army or the Marines, and then a guy was calling me and say, Herr Mühle or Mr. Mühle, I know you do the watch for the SAR and we have some training together and it's a cool idea. Could you do something for us? I said to him, you have your official watch from the army. Yeah, but it's not nice. So could you do it? I said, I was not so, Then let us meet each other and then we find it out. So then we meet us and they said, in Kiel, there was at this time in Kiel, northern part of Germany. And it was so cool over there. So when you see the Sea King, the old Sea King, from developed in the 60s, but they was flying with them all the time because it's a really heavy helicopter, like 10 tons. So it's really strong for bad weather conditions.
Right.
And then I say, okay, we do it. So next meeting, again, like the SAR timer, we say, what do you need? They said, okay, when we fly all the time with gloves. So, and we have the stick, so we have a technical operating and the pilots. And then we said, okay, then you have to have the hand back free. So we turn the movement, to the 9 position for the crown.
Mm-hmm.
So that you have, when you word like here, you have no problems to word. So now they said, when we are on a mission, they are not only for the rescue on the sea, they have also some other missions. Everything is dark in the helicopter, only the instruments are on. So that you do not have the possibility to make a mistake when you want to use the chronograph. We developed this special pusher. So I will demonstrate it. Because when you word like this, so normally in our head, we have at the 2 position, start, stop. We have at the 4 position, the reset. So when you start and now you have gloves, and you have to use your chronograph. If you see this special pusher, you feel with your finger that you are in the right position because it's a complete another feeling than the reset. And this was the idea behind that we did develop this special pusher that these guys have the feeling when they want to use it that they are in the right position for start stop. And this is where we hear it. And also the 10 seconds or the 10 minutes and seconds, what is in orange, they said to us, they use it for the calculation for the helicopter. I'm not a pilot, so I trust them, of course. So for this reason, we have this special scale here in red.
It's a 10-second scale?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I saw this online, and I believe I heard you talk about how the layout was, and I didn't quite understand that you were talking about from this direction. I was thinking about from this direction, but when I just saw you do it, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Yeah, again.
Is this patented?
Pardon?
Do you own it? Is it patented?
No.
So anyone can
No,
come
it's
along and copy it?
no, it's a design. It's a really design, but it's every time the same. You are the second. When you copy this, you are the second and not the first.
Right.
And it is important to be the first, not the second.
It is important to be the first.
When you're in a competition and you win, you are on the top. But when you are the second, then everybody, yeah, congratulations, but you are the second.
You're either first or last.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing because at first look, when you just look at it, I would assume that I was looking at a left-hand chronograph.
Next thing, also we have two different colors of illumination, one for the dial and one for the bezel. So one is green luminized and another one is blue luminized, so that you see the different. And also when you are under trouble and you have not the time, it's every time the orientation and the readability is the first point for us.
Okay, well I think this one just became my new favorite.
And it's also 10 ATM, means 100-meter water resistant. Special also with this pusher was not so easy to do, but my supplier at this time find a solution for it.
I think this one might be my favorite one. That's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a talking piece. And also when I do some shows with end consumers, I tell them also for the SAR timers and a couple of other watches what we have. I said, when you wear this watch, believe me, people will ask you, excuse me, what do you wear? And then you can tell them a story. It's not a brand like with a crown. It's not like another brand which is they produce 200,000 pieces during a year. No, it's an independent family company with a good history and with a good story about the models which they produce and develop. Is us. It's our hot blood.
Well, Mr. Muhle, thank you so much
for joining me
for
your time.
I really appreciate it.
It was a pleasure for me. Thank you very much.
Well, if you were not a fan of Mühle Glashütte before this video, my hope is that you are now. In a world of hype where most watch companies use celebrity endorsements to tell their customers what they should like, Mühle Glashütte has taken a different approach by listening to the customer. In this case, that customer are rescue pilots from the German Navy, members of the German Special Forces, and volunteer heroes from the German Maritime Search and Rescue Service. By taking the time to listen to those who actually wear their products, Mühle Glashütte has managed to build a catalog of watches that I would call truly purpose-built tool watches. And I am sure that Mr. Muhle would like to add instruments. If you enjoyed the video, please take the time to hit that like button. And while you're at it, if you would like to support the channel, please do so by subscribing. I'm James. This is Blue Collar Luxe, and I will see you in the next one.